Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, it's your boy Benthic Gaming, capital B, capital G, and two C's in Benthic. I'm here again with our second team of the week, our Cobalion team. So I wanted to go a little bit into what the team is about and what's going on with the team here. So the Cobalion, obviously the justified weakness policy. So the weakness policy is a little bit odd on a Cobalion set, but I find that Cobalion being so bulky, you're able to take up some max quakes, some earthquakes, and being able to get that weakness policy off can get you that +2 when you're not able to get the beat up off of the Whimsicott. So we obviously have Tailwind, beat up Moonblast, and we do have Protect on the Whimsicott, just because we do want to dodge some of those fake outs, right? So then we have down here we have Gmax Blastoise is another means of maxing. Really bulky mon, able to really stall out some of the special attackers with that assault vest, and then put down some cannonade damage, some residual damage over time. So that's really really helpful. And then we have also the Zapdos. The Zapdos is here for coverage, and once we're able to get rain down with Politoed, the Politoed helps out with the Zapdos doing or with the the Blastoise doing damage. But we're also able to get some clutch thunders and hurricanes off in the rain from the back with the Zapdos. So we have Zapdos as both a Life Orb Maxmon that we could put in the front with Whimsicott or Rillaboom, but we can also just have it in the back, set up rain, and then have it do some really good damage from the back. So then we also have the Rillaboom here. The Rillaboom's here just for coverage mostly. We do like to get some fake outs off. We do want to run Protect on Rillaboom since we don't have the Assault Vest, just to stall out some different Maxmons and whatnot, and then to do some really good damage with Grassy Glide and Wood Hammer on our water types and whatnot. So this is the team. We're going to throw it into ranked and see how we can do today. So I'll see you there. Alright, so as we do search for a game here, I want to remind everybody that I do go live on Twitch almost every day, and that at on Twitch at Benthic Gaming, capital B, capital G, two C's in Benthic. We like to do some fun stuff. We like to do a lot of laddering. We like to do team building. I have joined a couple of draft leagues. We do a lot of draft league content on the channel, and we really just love to do everything Pokemon, right? So I'm really excited to start to build a community up and build this Twitch channel. But let's just jump into our first game here. So very obviously a Sun team. That Leafeon is actually really really interesting, but everything here is Sun team basically. So we can either just let him set that Sun team up. I almost want to go Cobalion here because I know that, I mean, they have three means of getting Sun up, right? They have the Ninetales, they have Sunny Day from Whimsicott, and they obviously have the Torkoal. We could also just go with Zapdos, who looks like he can really do like a great job everywhere, but I do think Zapdos is probably the play here. Zapdos Whimsicott could do really really well. I do want to bring Politoed. Now the question is, do I want to bring Rillaboom or Cobalion? I mean, Rillaboom is losing a lot of battles here. We could even bring Blastoise in the back, truthfully. The only reason I don't want to go Blastoise first is setting up Rain. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Cobalion in the back could even do somewhat decent. It's just you have special attackers with Sun Up that could be really really bad for Cobalion. So I think Blastoise is the way to go here. A little bit of an awkward team for mine since they really trying to set up Sun, right? This is a hyper Sun team if I if I do say so myself. It's kind of ridiculous. They have so many ways to set up Sun, and with my only one way to get rid of Sun, it could be a little bit hard to deal with, right? Excuse me while I take a drink from my legendary bottle there. My chat does like to spam the hydrates all the time, so I have to keep that big bottle of water next to me at all times during Twitch streams. So we do have Sun up already. Not surprising at all, obviously, but I'm thinking just Dynamax here and try to take out the Ninetales. I mean, he can't really switch into anything, right? And I think a Tailwind here is probably pretty safe. I would imagine he tries to set up his own Tailwind. So I think we just match Tailwinds here. and go straight into the Ninetales. What could be really interesting is if we see a Chlorophyll. Ooh, a Chlorophyll Whimsicott. Could be really, really interesting here. Thinking about it. Obviously, usually you see you don't see Chlorophyll Whimsicott. You'd see Whimsicott with Prankster, but we'll have to see here. So he is most like. Oh no, he definitely is Prankster because we also hit Tail in there. So it would have been kind of interesting to see a Chlorophyll Whimsicott in the sun. That could have been something special there, I guess. Alright, we get our max airstream off, and we do Oko the Ninetales, so that's really, really nice. We get our speed boost. And from here, it's almost pretty hard to mess up from here. The only issue is, if we does come into Venusaur, we could see a pretty easy, yeah, pretty easy Sleep Powder could come out, right? Yeah, so we could see a Sleep Powder come out here pretty easily. I think switching into Politoed could really be a good option. Whimsicott going Sunny Day is kind of maybe going for the Whimsicott there would have been a better choice, just so the Sunny Days can't come out. But I think we max Airstream here and switch into this Politoed. Kind of an obvious move here on my part. So if we see a Sunny Day Sleep Powder, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't see very many ways around that. He actually goes Switcheroo, which pretty decent for us there, because we should be going first. Yeah, that ended up going pretty well for us. If we had, I'm wondering if he even has Sunny Day on the Whimsicott, but that ended up turning out really well. We could have been in trouble if he opted for a Sunny Day Sleep Powder or something like that. I mean, obviously my opponent can't tell if I did bring the Politoed or not, and leading with the Zapdos, a lot of the time you do lead with Politoed, but I don't think it was that obvious of a switch there. I mean, now we just try to conserve Politoed and keep the rain up, right? So I think we just go back into Whimsicott here. And really, as long as we... Okay, so the battle was canceled. It was looking pretty decently bad for him. I'm wondering if that Whimsicott did have Sunny Day. I mean, you have a chance there if it does have Sunny Day. You're able to max the Entei there and do some pretty sizable damage if you put Sun back up and a Max Flare into either slot, truthfully. But yeah, let's look at the team. I'd like to see if Sunny Day is on there, because he had two different Pokemon that can immediately set up Sun, so I'm wondering if he even opted for Sunny Day. He does have Sunny Day. Yeah, the use of that Sunny Day could have been a real issue for us. Because let's see if Venusaur had, and yeah, it has the normal Sleep Powder that most Venusaurs have. I mean, you have a 75% accuracy, so I can get if you're not super confident about that, but that could have been a game-winning play going Sunny Day Sleep Powder there. But good game nonetheless. Good game to my opponent. Let's keep this rolling. Feels pretty good. We get the first win. Feels pretty good. Today on stream we took a couple of L's. It was a really early stream, so I guess I wasn't taking it as seriously as I should have been. But it was a fun stream nonetheless. It was a very fun stream as always. Let's see what we go into here. So Porygon really making a resurgence in this series. Honestly, I see Porygons all the time. I'm honestly pretty comfortable with going Cobalion and Whimsicott here. Yeah, I think I'm pretty comfortable with going with that. Zapdos could also do pretty well. But with a Milotic, I don't necessarily want to go Blastoise, at least not right in the front. So I think I go Cobalion, Whimsicott. The only issue would be if maybe Marowak maxes next to Togekiss. But I think we should live a max. I think we should live one max Flare and be able to Oko the Togekiss with a Steel Spike. So we should be good in that sense. We could even switch out into Politoed and make that Max Flare do very little damage. So I think Politoed could be a good option here as well. Yeah, I think Politoed Zapdos is actually looking really, really good for us here. We don't really necessarily want to bring Rillaboom. It doesn't come very easily into a lot of these matchups. I can obviously take out the Milotic, but the Marowak looks a little bit scary for Rillaboom. Not as scary for Zapdos. He's taking quite a bit of time here. He's looking at my team and seeing a lot of dangerous stuff, I guess, but it'll be interesting to see what he brings right in the front, truthfully. I think we have answers for most everything. The Trick Room aspect could be a little bit to handle, but we are really good at delaying the Trick Room. I'm sorry for the lighting. I don't have a light up here right now, and it's kind of getting towards the darker end of the day, so I need to invest a little bit in a consistent light. I'm using my monitor as a light right now, which is probably not the best of things to use as a light. See, this is kind of why we go Protect on Whim. I'm not sure what that Uxie wants to do. There's a couple of things that we can do, I think. We can Iron Head, get a little bit of our defense up, because he does have the Marowak, and I would imagine you might bring the Marowak in the bag. Uxie, I'm not entirely sure what the Uxie can do. I'm kind of down to Max Steel Spike and Protect here. If he gets the Trick Room up, so be it. We get a defense boost, and we still have Politoed in the back if Marowak ends up Dynamaxing, so that Politoed can really make Marowak do not a lot of damage, right? So I'm gonna have to think this through. But we do have the Rock move on Cobalion, so there is a chance that we could get a Max Rockfall into the Marowak if we can take one of these Pokemon down fast enough. So yeah, we do see a Fake Out. I wouldn't be surprised if they double him to Whimsicott here, but I'm not entirely sure what Uxie has in its move pool, to be completely honest with you. Very bulky. I mean, we're not very invested in the attack stat anyway. We weren't going for an Oko there. We were really just going for the defense boost. Oh, yeah, it's Yawn. Okay. So we have one turn. I don't think we switch out because then we're just giving away our max turn. I think we can beat up and just try to go for the Rillaboom slot here. Rillaboom could want to switch out here. He doesn't really have much. No, he does not switch out. So he didn't really have much use other than to get that Fake Out off. So I mean, our opponent might even want the Rillaboom to go down. So Uxie might have been the correct choice here, but this beat-up's doing very little damage on Cobalion. It's pretty funny. It does 1 damage. But this Max Steel Spike, I'm sorry, should come out with a K on the Rillaboom. But yeah, I mean the physical bulk on Cobalion, and then obviously the physical attacking stats of Whimsicott just come down to like 0 damage on the Cobalion. I love seeing it. I think it's the funniest thing. Alright, so we will take out the Rillaboom at least. So we bring it to a 4v3. Wait, +2 on defense, so it's not like... Yeah, he does get the Trick Room up. Probably was better there to target the Uxie. Truthfully, I didn't even really know what kind of move pool it had. I could have assumed that it did have Trick Room. I think the targeting could have been a lot better if I went into Uxie there, and then we come out with no Trick Room up, which would actually be pretty beneficial. But we'll try to get a Max Rockfall off. I would imagine we do not wake up here, but I think a switch into Politoed now could be pretty beneficial. We really just want to stall him out, so switching into Politoed and then maybe back into Whimsicott the next turn could be pretty good for us. Put this Rain up. Let's watch him max and maybe go for a Max Flare. We could see a Max Quake as well. So The funny thing is we do have the weakness policy, so he'll most definitely be proccing a weakness policy as well here. But we're +2 defense on a very defensive Cobalion and in range, so I don't think a Max Flare is really doing much at all to Cobalion if he opts for that. He does go for the helping hand, which will help out pretty decently. I would imagine this isn't a Cobalion, right? I mean, yeah, we're living multiple of those. Now that we're in the sun though, and we will no longer be maxed, could be a little bit of a tough situation. So we do want to stall out his max. What could be interesting is switching out the Cobalion, even though we are +6 attack and +2 defense here. Kind of insane. If we could wake up here, that'd be kind of nice, but we don't have any priority in sun. I know that didn't do very much damage, but in sun it's going to be doing a whole lot of damage, and I don't think I really want to come down to whether or not he's going to wake up the next turn on a protect. We definitely have to either protect Politoed or switch it out here. We really just want to max out these turns of his max. So I think switching out the Politoed and going for a protect on Politoed here. I'm sorry, switching into Whimsicott. Did I say Politoed? I think I was mixing up my words a little bit, but switching into Whimsicott, protecting Politoed here is actually pretty good. If he targets the Whimsicott here, we're actually looking pretty decent. We'll see what he does. Yep. So we'll knock us down to Sash, and we're living on that. So that's 2 turns of his max just gone. I mean, he basically wasted 2 turns of our well, 1 turn of our max and a couple more turns of our other Pokemon, but we really just need to get rid of that Uxie. Uxie, how do we get rid of it? I think a protect here on Whimsicott just in case Uxie decides to attack it, and then maybe go into Cobalion. Because at this point, Cobalion's not doing too much for us. We just wanted to try to let it tank a shot from... I'm wondering if just letting Cobalion go down last turn, or see if it even would live a shot was better. Phantasm does KO. Big crits, he got big crits, but I don't know if that mattered, truthfully. We could have just gone down there pretty handily anyway. That was stab, and he goes up with a reflect. So I think we have 1 more turn of Trick Room. We do go into Politoed to set up for the Zapdos. We're really just stalling here, aren't we? We're really just trying our best to stall out this max, plus this this Trick Room as much as possible. But the good thing is that we do end it with rain up, and I don't believe he has any way to change the weather again. He doesn't. So we have 1 more turn. This last turn of Trick Room. Yep. So honestly, like, we don't have too much to worry about when it comes to what's gonna happen to the Marowak, or to the, I'm sorry, to the Politoed, and we kind of want Whimsicott to go down. So I think doubling into Uxie here could actually be pretty good. And then we'll go into Marowak next turn. Yeah, so he does actually switch out, so we might actually survive with both Pokemon here. And Zapdos is going to do really well against Milotic. So we do some good damage. Goes Yawn onto Politoed. I think that's okay. And we'll see how much Moonblast does here. Because we could just switch into Zapdos next turn anyway. That's definitely a 2-hit. So we're just going to Moonblast the Uxie. Make sure that they don't get... make sure that they don't get a clutch Trick Room up, and I don't think he's gonna Ice Beam. I wouldn't Ice Beam into Politoed, so I think we're pretty safe to just go Moonblast and switch out here and then let Zapdos take care of the Milotic. So we actually put ourselves in a pretty favorable situation here. We're going to have Uxie probably go down this next turn. If not, see a switch out, but I wouldn't imagine. And Zapdos is looking really good in front of Milotic. Unless, I mean, an Ice Beam could come out. That could be trouble there if he goes for an Ice Beam into Zapdos. We'll have to see what he does. Even a Hydro Pump or a Muddy Water could be a little bit concerning as well. So he does go Muddy Water. He hits. I don't believe Zapdos goes down here. Ooh, we just barely hang on, but we do hang on nonetheless. So it'll be exciting here to see what Milotic has, and maybe if he has a Protector. Anything else. I think really the best... I think our best option here would be to just Scald the Marowak and Protect here. Just to, yeah, because, I mean, Politoed has nothing to worry about here. And we kind of want to bait out a possible Protect on Milotic. I'm not sure exactly what item Milotic could have on it right now, so... and then if we take out the Marowak, we can then just Helping Hand Thunder the next turn, so... We get a Protect. We almost want to see Protect on Milotic here. So we do see it on Marowak, which is a little bit unfortunate. Milotic goes Muddy Water. I still think I'm okay with going with a Helping Hand Thunder here, because I mean, what is Marowak gonna do to Politoed? Especially in rain. I don't believe he'll have really much to help out with, so I think I'm just gonna Helping Hand Thunder into Milotic, and that kind of shows us that Milotic most likely doesn't have Protect. I mean, if you have Protect on Milotic, you usually just hit it there. So I would imagine it's probably like Recover, Muddy Water, by Ice Beam. Maybe not Ice Beam. I think you would opt for an Ice Beam on a Zapdos rather than a Muddy Water, right? Marowak's Lightning Rod! Oh, man! Oh, wow, that's a throw. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez, that is terrible. I'm embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. And that's definitely... Oh, that's definitely a reason why you need to know your Pokemon. Oh, that's terrible. I'm truly embarrassed. That's a terrible play. Oh, wow. Okay, so how can I work around that? So the Marowak Protect there obviously was a lot bigger than seen before. Oh my gosh. So this is stuff that you'll this is the type of stuff that you'll see on the Twitch channel. This happens all the time. I completely know that Pokemon has that Marowak has Lightning Rod, and I completely just slips my mind that I can't hit Thunder in that scenario. A little bit of a... Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that was pretty bad. We will just lose this game now. That was a very pivotal turn. I mean, what we could have done there instead really was go for a double Protect, because in rain, yeah, that kills pretty well. So I think what would have been a lot better was to go for a double Protect and then just Scald again into Marowak. Because I'm sure Helping Hand Hurricane probably doesn't get rid of the Milotic. I just hyper focused onto the Milotic there, and was not even thinking about the Lightning Rod. So that will not get cut from the video, because I want to show 3 games of exactly what exactly what it is I bring to the table and exactly what it is that my team brings to the table. So that's a total throw. Yeah, your boy just totally threw that. That's funny. Let's see how bulky this Milotic is. Let's see what other moves it had. I'm kind of curious. It had Life Orb, which is interesting. Recover, Coil, Blizzard, and Muddy Water. So, I mean, I guess he opted for a more accurate move rather than going for Blizzard, which is fine. Let's see how bulky it is. Maybe a Hurricane could have taken care of it. No, it definitely, it most definitely could not have. We could have even seen Thunder do very little, but yeah, its special defense is looking really pretty decently high there. So, oh wow, that's funny, and even a I'm sorry, a special defense nature there. So that's funny. That was a really funny game, but I mean that kind of shows we could have just used Rillaboom there as well. Rillaboom could have done really well for us. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the reasons why not bringing Rillaboom was... Rillaboom over... I think it was really just the Marowak that I didn't want it to. But if I'm bringing Politoed to get rid of Sun and getting in Rain, I think it would have been okay to just bring Rillaboom there, truthfully. Nonetheless, we gotta jump into the next game, right? So, Buzzwole. Reggie Ice. So, I'm seeing a lot of Trick Room stuff. Fake Out with Incineroar could come directly from the front here, right? Honestly, I'm kind of liking Blastoise Politoed here, instead. I do like Cobalion in the back. I think he could do pretty well. And I think I do like Zapdos. The other option is Rillaboom. But, I mean, he doesn't do the greatest against Reggie Ice. I mean, neither does Zapdos, obviously, but... we could want it for some fake out pressure. I think everything that we are bringing so far kind of answers for his team, and then some fake out pressure and priority could really help us out. And obviously we can use Rillaboom as kind of a little bit of a stall as well, since we have Protect on it. So we have fake out potential and a little more of a potential stall there, especially when we put Cannonade down. I mean, we don't like to put grassy terrain up to help them live a little longer, but that's a little bit of like an anti-synergy that's going on here. The grassy terrain does kind of help them live a little longer, but I think you have to respect the Buzzwole here. But we also don't want Spectrier to... That is what I call Spectrier, by the way, Spectrier. Spectrier we don't want to sit there and set up in front of us either. While we are pretty specially bulky, what can we see from Spectrier here? I think we do need to set up Cannonade damage. The question is, who do we want to go into? There's not really many switch-ins. Like, you're taking pretty good damage on any type of switch-in. I think we go for the Buzzwole here. We'll Scald into Spectrier. So he does withdraw. Who's he go into? Porygon 2? Porygon 2 is going to take some pretty sizable damage here in the rain. A Helping Hand and his attack rises, so that's actually pretty good for us. He doesn't get any special defense boost or anything, so that's pretty good. We could just see a Swords Dance from Spectrier, but I mean, even in that case, they're gonna take Cannonade damage and a Scald damage, so I don't think we're too worried about that. I'm trying to think of what else it can do. The Snarl's not too bad though, truthfully. Yeah, that's not too terrible. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, we're not here to do a crazy amount of damage with Blastoise. We're really just here to put Cannonade damage down and start chipping away at all his pawn. And that does pretty sizable damage, so I'm pretty happy about that. And this Scald should do a good amount to Spectrier. a little less than I expected. It is pretty specially, decently specially bulky, nothing crazy, but that cannonade damage is really going to add up over time and do really well for us. And the Porygon 2 taking a sizable amount as well. So an issue here we could see is just another Snarl. So I think we opt to just go into Spectre here. We also don't really necessarily want to see Trick Room go up, but I don't think we're too worried about that either. I think we should try to get the Spectre out of here. We're going to be a -2, so it might be better to just Scald. Oh, that's okay. First turn, I guess we could have targeted Snarl, I guess. Yeah, it was a pretty obvious move, but the double up here with the cannonade damage, I think that takes Spectre down. It's going to be close. Oh, with the burn, most definitely. So a little bit of a lucky burn there. He actually goes Recover rather than Trick Room. We do have the Cobalion in the back that can do pretty sizable damage to Porygon. Get the Rain Dish damage back. And let's see if the cannonade just takes it out. No, but the lucky burn will. So that's good. Still doing chip damage to Porygon, and the Spectre goes down. So problem is we are at -2 special attack, but I mean we've put our cannonade down. Whoever's coming in is now going to take another decent hit from Blastoise. And we are up 4 to 3, so we'll have to see what this next turn can do for us. We'll see what he wants to go into. I mean, we know he has the Buzzwole already, right? So Zapdos can actually do really well into that. We'll just have to keep Rain up. So maybe a switch out here could be decent. Okay, so I mean, Cobalion does pretty well against Reggie Ice there. I almost want to get some damage. I mean, we could see a Protect from Reggie Ice pretty easily. Also just a max, but I think switching now into Cobalion. Oh yeah, we didn't bring the we're gonna bring the Zapdos. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll have to think a little bit. Cobalion in on the Reggie Ice is pretty decent though, because we're pretty physically bulky, and I do believe Reggie Ice is a physical attacker. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. I guess I just see the Reggies as being physical attackers. I guess it doesn't necessarily mean that they are. So that does very little damage. I mean, we're at -2, so it's expected. He does go Max Lightning into Cobalion, which we do not eat very well. His Life Orb. We get the Trick Room up, yeah. I mean, not much we could have done about the Trick Room going up. I think that's one turn of max. I need to think a little bit here. I mean, everything's taking pretty good damage here from the Cannonade, which is really nice. But the Reggie Ice sitting in Rain is actually better for him than me, right? We could go Muddy Water here, try to get some accuracy drops. That could be pretty nice for us. We could also switch out. I mean, we have really small special defense at this point, so it might be better to just, or I mean special attack, I'm sorry. In terms of Rain do we have left? We don't care as much about Rain anymore, so even like sacking the Politoed doesn't matter too much. I think we go into Rillaboom and Protect here. The good thing is we know that it is Life Orb, so we don't have to worry too much about proccing a policy. Could see an Ice Beam into that slot, but I wouldn't imagine so. We know it's in the back, which is really good. Now, do we live this through Protect? I'm not entirely sure. Eerie Impulse? Not too bad. Would have been a -4 special attack. That could have been a little bit rough. But obviously, we don't really care about special. Oh, we definitely don't live that, I don't think. Oh, wow. We actually lived that a lot better than I thought we would. Sets up Electric Terrain again. But we're still getting pretty good damage onto these Pokemon here. And Blastoise is looking pretty healthy in the back. Really, our only Pokemon looking pretty hurt here is Cobalion. A switch into Politoed and Protect here doesn't look too bad. We're really just stalling, right? We're really just stalling. Might be a little bit of a long episode here if people want to skip ahead on these really long stalls, but I think Cobalion could really do good for us in the end game here. So I think just switching into Politoed could be a good option. Especially into this Porygon too. A close combat could be really nice. We'll probably see a recover from Porygon 2 here. We could have just sacked. I think maybe. I do like Cobalion though. I really do like Cobalion for the end game. This is the last turn of Max. He goes Tri Attack, which actually is pretty good. Let's see how much we eat this up. Pretty well. We do eat our Citrus Berry. And I think, honestly, he probably goes into Rillaboom here with a Max Ice. It's Max Lightning. Into Rillaboom. So we'll eat that pretty well, actually. We do resist that, so that's kind of nice. Now I think my thing is I do have to get rid of the Porygon. I'm wondering now how much damage I'm taking from, because we have 2 turns of Trick Room left. Maybe bringing the Blastoise in for the Politoed and letting Rillaboom go down here would actually be more beneficial for us. I think it would. So we're going to Wood Hammer into Porygon and switch into Blastoise, because Blastoise should be able to eat up most shots here. And then we can put Rain back up. And we get a free switch into Cobalion. We can Protect and then double. Excuse me. Yeah, that could be really beneficial for us. So we almost want we want Rillaboom to go down in the next 2 turns. We don't need him to really go down right now. He does Eerie Impulse. That's kind of rough. But I mean, that's fine. Rillaboom avoids. I mean, that's okay. He's really just looking for these switch-ins, I think. He's looking to read into these switch-ins now. We're just going to try to do some good damage on Porygon again here. I think a Muddy Water is actually better here, just because he does go Recover, which is, I wouldn't say an obvious move, but understandable move, I think is a better word for it. Blizzard. Rillaboom does go down, which is actually better for us right now. And hopefully this Muddy Water comes out and hits both. Porygon 2 misses. That's kind of rough. This won't do really much damage at all to Reggie. See if we can get an accuracy drop, maybe? I didn't get it. Okay, so I think going into Cobalion now makes the most sense. Pretty easy for us to just click close combat, but it's also pretty easy for him to just Protect. Because if we don't get rid of the Porygon here, I mean, does he have Protect? He has Eerie Impulse, Tri Attack, Trick Room. I don't believe you run Protect here. Maybe we just go for another Muddy Water. I think a close combat can KO this Porygon at that range. I'm not confident, truthfully. Would have been nice to get another Wood Hammer off. Come on, baby. There we go. Yes, sir. So that's really good for us, actually. It was a crit. That could have definitely mattered. That could have definitely mattered, but I'm not entirely sure, truthfully. And the Muddy Water comes off. Does hit. Let's see if we can get an accuracy drop here. Do some good damage. Yeah, I mean, not great damage, but... And no accuracy drop, which is a little rough. And he does hit the Flash Cannon, so... we do come into an end game where Blastoise needs to do pretty good damage, and he's at -2, which is kind of rough. He does come out with a Buzzwole, which is very intimidating. To say the least, it's a very intimidating mon. Accuracy drops on the... On the Reggie could have been nice there. See, I'm kind of for going for a Scald onto the Reggie with a Hydro Pump, maybe. Go for a Hydro Pump into Buzzwole. I mean, otherwise we'd just be going for Muddy Waters and hope for accuracy drops. Which I really don't think is a bad idea either, because I don't think I'm going to be doing too much damage to Buzzwole with a Hydro Pump. We are at -2. Oh, he does go first. Doesn't KO though, which is really nice. Muddy Water does hit both. See how much damage this does to Buzzwole. Actually, a sizable amount of damage there. No accuracy drop though, which is a little bit rough. Get a little health back. So Blastoise, I mean, is full health. Pretty bulky Blastoise, and he was only doing that much damage to Politoed. I mean, he has to pick who he wants to hit here. Another close combat is going to make him pretty weak. He'll probably die to another Muddy Water. I mean, I could protect here. I think Blastoise is most definitely... Yeah, Blastoise is living a close combat. So I think we do go for Muddy Water Protect here, just to make sure... We could also just go for... Oh yeah, we just go Weather Ball. Yeah, Weather Ball does way more damage. I don't know about doing way more damage, but... Like, way more damage, but it is 100% accuracy, and... I mean, it does have more damage. Let's let's be honest, it does have more damage, just because it's a ×2 attack, or ×2 power in the rain. Plus the rain. So, we get our Protect off. I mean, he goes Protect as well, but if he's going to get another close combat off, he's going to be at -2 special defense. He goes Stone Edge, actually. Pretty good move. I mean, he didn't want another special defense drop, so it makes sense. He gets the Beast Boost, which is a little bit scary. We'll see how much this Weather Ball can do, though. Come on, Weather Ball. Let's go, Blastoise. MVP. MVP! We call it for the Blastoise. Alright, good stuff. So Blastoise, I mean, even though it took a lot of abuse from the Porygon and the Snarls from the Glastrier, it ended up finishing out for us. The Polygon 2 being really good for us. But that game really just showed how much we can stall teams out. We can really just stall them out really well. So I think that is the last game that we are going to play. You got to see a classic Benthic throw today, which is really funny. But the Cobalion team, pretty good team. We got to show a little bit off on Cobalion. We got to show a little bit off on the Blastoise. The Zapdos did well in the game, so I do feel pretty happy about what we got to do today for the Cobalion. But I just want to remind everybody, I do go live almost every day on Twitch. Benthic Gaming, 2 C's, capital B, capital G, you know how it is. So I do invite you to come check out the Twitch channel and leave a like on the video and subscribe if you will. It would really help me out. So appreciate it. Thanks everybody for coming and watching me tear up this VGC ladder. But I'll see you in the next video.